Hi, fourth grade. So yesterday you learned and practiced with your teacher what theme is and how to identify it. Today we're going to talk about theme versus main idea, and is there a difference and what is it? So main idea, what is it? Just a quick review of main idea because we did talk about this a couple of weeks ago. The main idea of a story or text tells what the text is mostly about. So it's not what the entire thing's about, not every detail, and typically is a one-sentence summary. So read this passage. Jenny was ready to become a teacher. She sat in the chair outside of the principal's office. She was really nervous for her job interview. The position of fifth grade teacher had become available, and she knew she was ready for her first teaching job. She loved teaching and couldn't wait to have her own classroom full of kids. She had been working hard to become a teacher for many years, and she knew now she was ready. She looked forward to telling the principal about how much she knew and what a great teacher she would be. So the main idea, again, should be clear. It is what the passage is mostly about. It is a sentence summary of the whole passage and will usually be one of the first or last sentences. So let's review and think to ourselves, what is the main idea of this passage? I want you to take a little bit with your teacher and think about what the main idea of this passage could be. Great job. Now, the main idea of this passage could be a couple of different things, right? When we're talking about main idea, there's often not a right or wrong answer as long as you have the same general idea. So one of the main ideas is Jenny wants to become a teacher. We can tell it says she was ready to become a teacher. And the other one is Jenny is trying to get a job as a teacher. So if we look at the last sentence, it says she looked forward to telling the principal about how much she knew and what a great teacher she would be. So you may have come up with some other ideas with your teacher, and as long as you can justify it, you really can prove what the main idea is using anything. Theme. Now let's focus on this. What is the theme? The theme of a story is the moral, message, or lesson that the reader learns from the story. It's a very big concept, and you can find the theme or central message of a story by paying attention to lessons the characters learned or how the characters change. So with your teacher, you're probably going to be reading passages or stories and using those stories together to determine the theme or central message of that story. But so when you're trying to figure it out, I want you to always think to yourself, what lessons did the characters learn? How did the characters change? And what message could the author be trying to teach us, the reader, about life? So some common themes while we're reading, they often are compassion, equality, being yourself, friendship, never give up, jealousy, loneliness, anger, bravery, fairness, kindness, hope, hard work, peace, overcoming obstacles, loyalty, taking a stand, or greed. Now, these themes, most of them are just one word or a couple of words, but we can change these themes into statements. So some examples: honesty is the best policy, hard work pays off, it's okay to be different, or stand up for what's right. And you may have heard those before in your life. Obviously, these are not the only themes that exist, but there's just some examples. Okay, next we're going to kind of look at theme versus main idea and how they're very similar, but also at the same time we're looking for different things. So the theme of the story is the moral message or lesson that the reader learns from the story, and the main idea of a story or text tells what the text is mostly about. So first example is jealousy. So jealousy might be the theme of the story, and this might be the main idea of the story. Amanda always wanted the things Jane had. So if the theme is jealousy, the main idea may be something like that. Next is bravery. Main idea of a passage about bravery: even though he was afraid of heights, Tim climbed up the mountain. Hard work pays off. So there's one of our statements. And the main idea of a passage about hard work that pays off might be: Kayla spent hours on her project and got an A+. Friendship. Main idea of a story about friendship may be: no matter what, Morgan and Amy were there for each other. And it is okay to be different. So there's another phrase that we've taken from a theme. And the main idea of a passage might be: Tank only had 3 legs, but his owner Jake thought Tank was the best dog ever. And last, another example, overcoming obstacles. So a main idea of a passage about overcoming obstacles might be Claire was blind, but she learned to read using Braille. Now with your teacher, I want you to try to identify the theme of stories or passages that you are going to share with each other. And at the same time, I want you to see if you can determine the theme and the main idea, because they are usually related and they're not always going to be worded the same. So like jealousy, Amanda always wanted the things Jane had, and you have to actually use your inferencing skills in order to get that one, just as an example. So again, work with your teacher and you'll continue to work on theme. Have a great day.